Hi YouTube, this is Hasnan from Trending Codes and I'm back with a new video. You can see on the screen what we're going to design today is the same, and it is looking simple, but it's not simple. We are going to implement these parallax scrolling. Now you can see it's not that much smooth while I'm scrolling. The image which is in the background is just getting jiggle. Okay, it is not that much smooth. Now the reason is because I'm recording this video and the screen recording is not allowing me to smooth scroll that particular background image. Now if I just show you, or if you will just implement the same thing into your application, and when you just scroll it, it will be smooth. Okay, now I'm recording this video and my screen recorder is not allowing me to scroll that so smooth, so that is the reason it is just getting jiggle. So I hope it will not jiggle when I just not recording this video. I'm using the quick time player to record my videos, and because of quick time players the background is just getting jiggle. So if you will just implement the same thing, it's not going to jiggle and it will be smooth. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, if you're looking my video for the first time, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe it. And if you're having any kind of problems, let me know in below the comments. And this video will be divided into two parts. The first part I will just show you how to make this parallax scrolling, or how to implement this parallax scrolling, and the second one is we're gonna design the same app. Over here you can see I have just implemented the list with some logos and the Instagram and Facebook and friends profile. So we're gonna make the same application in the in the first video I will show you how to create the parallax scrolling, and in the second video I will just show you how to make the same app, how to design the same app. So let's get started. Okay, so first of all we're gonna install the directive for writing our parallax scrolling logic. So to install the Ionic directive, you should implement, or you should run this command, which is Ionic G directive parallax, and you can give your own name instead of parallax. I just like to give the parallax scrolling, so I will just give this name for this directive as parallax. So I will just go ahead and hit the enter, and it will just download the or it will just create a directive, and let's wait for it. Okay, the directive has been generated, and let's go ahead and take a look on the app.model.ts. Now if you're using the latest version of Ionic, I mean if you're using Ionic 3, then this particular line will be automatically import when you just generate the directive. But if you are using Ionic 2 and if you have not updated yet, you should manually import the same line, and you should import your parallax directive same in the ng module. But if you're using Ionic 3, then you should not take care of those things, and the Ionic 3 is being so smart and it import automatically. Okay, now what we will do, we will write a logic for our parallax scrolling. So to do that, we're gonna go inside the directives and we're gonna open the parallax.ts, and inside the parallax.tx, what we're gonna do, we're gonna remove these commands. We don't need those things. I'm sorry. And to get started, I'm just going to remove this console.log and parallax directive. Okay, now first of all, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create one event. Okay, now as we know, basically this parallax should occur when we scroll our content. Okay, so what we're gonna do inside the directive, inside this directive, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create one event, and the event is ion scroll. So when we just scroll the content of the Ionic application, this particular event get fired. Now to create an event inside the directive, first of all you need to remove this part and hit a comma over here, and you're gonna create the host. So this is nothing but it is just event, and the event's name is I told you the event name is Ion Scroll. So we're gonna create this event, and this particular event will be calling one function, and the function name is on content scroll. So you can just give your own name. So on CNT SCROLL. Okay, now this on content scroll will be holding one parameter, and this parameter is event. Now this event is just holding all the attributes of scroll content. For example, it will be holding that how much we are far from the scroll top. I will just show you what exactly I want to say you when I will just run the app. We created the host, and I think I did mistake over here. I should put a colon. Now we created the host. Now this means that in the Ion scroll, when the Ion scroll is fired, we're gonna call this particular on CNT scroll event, and it will be holding this particular event. Now this is the inbuilt variable which will be holding all the events inside the $event variable. I will just show you what exactly I mean. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna implement this same function right over here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna create the we're gonna change this variable, and we're gonna say that EV, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna just console, or we're just gonna log this EV so you guys can know what EV is holding right over here, right? And we are done with this. We're not exactly done with this. I just want to show you how this EV works and what EV is holding right now. But now the selector for our HTML part is Parallax, and I will just show you what exactly it means. And just go ahead and open the pages home.html and remove this padding. Instead of padding, just write this particular selector over here, this one. Just go ahead and paste it over here in the Ion content. So basically the Ion content is our main content. So when we just scroll this Ion content, this event will fire right over here. Now to make it scroll, we should make it larger, and to make it larger, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create one event, or we're gonna create one class. Just remove these things, and what we will do, we will create a two division. The first division will be holding the image class, I think BG. Okay, and this will be holding the image. So to make a change, or to make it more like, we should give the height properties to make it scroll. And to do that, what we have to do is we're gonna create one more division, and that division will be our main content. So MAINCNT, and this will be holding all this stuff like Instagram and Facebook and blah blah blah. But we are not going to implement those things in this video, and in the next video I will show you. Now what I will do, I will just create this class. Now first of all, I will just design this class. I will just go ahead and open the home.scss, and I'm going to target the iOS and material design. It should be .md and .ios right over here, and at the end I'm going to create one more color brushes. Okay, that's cool. Now inside the home.page, what we're going to do is we're going to create the same class. We should put a .bg, and inside .bg we're gonna use the image, and you should download the image from internet, and you can just make, or you can just use any image you want. I will just use the image called background. I will use the background image property right over here to implement the image, and I'm going to use the URL for that, and the URL will be holding our image assets slash img slash dp.jpg. Okay, now you should put your image inside the www folder, inside the, I'm sorry, not www folder, where is the asset folder? Over here. You should go inside the assets, and you should go ahead and create one image folder right inside the asset, and then dp.jpg. So this is what our background will be having, and the height for the background will be I guess 300 pixels. Okay, now the another thing is our background size should be it should be, I think it should cover the whole area. Our image should cover the whole area, so it should be covered. And the next thing is we're gonna create these blur. We're gonna blur this image, so we will use the filter property, and to filter it we're gonna use these blur, and it should be of 5 pixels. You can give your own pixels, no matter. And the background position should be center from both the from both x and y's. So center and center. Okay, now I'll be back. What I'll do, I will just create the image folder inside the asset, and I'm going to put this dp.jpg inside the image folder. So I'll be back. Okay, can you see I have just run my application and we successfully linked our image. I'll just tell you again, you should open the asset folder right over here, and you should create the image, and you should put your image right over here. And this is how we can link up our images. Now I'll just go ahead and write the content for I'll just write the style for my main content, and it should be .main. And right over here I'm going to write the logic, or I'll just design it. And what I will do to make it more scrollable, because we are not going to we are not implementing exactly what we are doing right over here. What I will do, I will just give the width for this. It should be 100%, right? And the height for our scroll content is I guess 700 pixels. So it will be our screen will be scrollable if we will give more height, 700 pixels. Okay, now I have just saved and it's building right over here. Now what I will do, I have given this particular selector to our Ionic content, and when I just scroll all this part, this event will get fired, which we have declared over here, that is on content scroll, and this will be log all those things, and I'll just show you what I exactly mean. It is still building. Okay, just go ahead and inspect. Okay, now I'll just open the console right over here, and I'll just make it empty. I'll just make it empty, right? Okay, now can you see? when I'm just scrolling this part, I'm getting one all these see the content element, that is ion contain, DOM right, and just make sure you know this DOM right, and then scroll element, scroll height, and the scroll top, all those things. So this is what we're gonna get when we scroll this content. So what we will do now, we will take some of these elements and we will work with our scrolling stuff. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the element from our object which we got over here, and that is the ion content. And what we will do, I will just grab this ion content and I will work with this ion content to make it parallax. And I will just use this DOM right function, and I will take the help of scroll top to make it more parallax and to scroll this image with the half of the speed when I scroll the content of the ionic content, that is this one, the whole screen. Now just go ahead and open your editor. Inside the editor, first of all, we need to import some of the libraries, that is element ref, because we are just going to get the reference element from the HTML and the renderer, because we are going to use, or we are going to set the CSS property from the .ts file. So we should import these two properties, or these two elements, or these two libraries from the Ionic Angular. Once we are done with this, what we will do inside the constructor, we will just inject it by just saying public element as, I'll just say L of type element ref. Where it is over here, yeah. And the same way, I'll just use public I just use re as of type renderer. Okay, cool. Now what we will do, first of all, on ng-init, what we will do, we will just set the style for our element. And to do that, what we will do on the ng on init. Okay, now I hope you guys know what the function is, and I'm not going to explain when it is get invoked and all those things. First of all, we will create one variable, that is let cnt equals to this dot el dot native element dot get element by, I think native element dot get element by class name. Yeah, by class name. And the class name is I guess scroll content. Yeah, that is our main ion scroll content, and you should use this subscription over here and semicolon. That's great. Now our CNT variable will be holding the main scroll content of our application, and from that I'm going to fetch the header. So I'm going to declare the variable for the header right over here, and it should be of type any, header of type any. Okay, now this dot header equals to cnt dot, this is the content, okay, and cnt dot get element by class name. That is our image, right? And what we have given the name for our image is bg, correct? Okay, we got our image. Now what we will do, we will take the our content, or we will take the main CNT class. So to do that, I will just create the main main cnt equal sorry, it should be any. And what I will do is, I'm sorry, what I will do is this dot main cnt equals to cnt dot get element by class name, and the class name is as main cnt, main hyphen cnt, main. I guess I'm not doing mistake over here. The first class name is bg, right? Yeah, bg, and the second name is main content. So we are just getting the reference from our html to this dot header and this dot main underscore cnt. Okay, now we will set the HTML. I'm sorry. We should set the CSS properties for this content. So this dot re dot set element property, or set element style. I guess style. Yeah, and this dot header should be having the web transform origin. And it should be, I guess, center and bottom as well. Okay, we are done with the header property, and in the same way this dot re dot set element style, and it should be this dot header, and the background size for the ground background size. Background size should be I guess we have given cover, right? Yeah, it should be cover. Okay, now we are done with the header. Now what we will do, we will just fetch the content, and we will just set that content position to be absolute. So this dot re dot set element method, set element style, sorry, and inside this dot I guess main cnt, yeah, main cnt, and it will be having the position as absolute position, and it should be absolute a b s o l u t. Okay, that's great. Now what we will do, so basically when our application loaded for the first time, this all element will be and get fetched from the HTML file, and we will set this style to those elements. Now what we will do, as I have told you, you should make a note of DOM right over here. So this will be the function which will be updating our header to make it parallax. So what we will do, as I have told you over here, when the scroll content is, when this ion scroll is get fired, we're gonna create, or we're gonna call this particular function that we're gonna implement right over here. So just go ahead and remove the console.log, and what we will do, we will just write the ev dot DOM right te, and inside the DOM right we're gonna update our header right to make it more parallax, and we will write the function for that, and it should be I'm sorry, I did a mistake. I'm sorry. It should be DOM right, and inside this we're gonna create one function, and that particular function will be updating our parallax header. So to create first of all we will create the function right over here outside of the ion scroll content and update. Just we're gonna give that update, that's it, and it will be holding one parameter called EV. And what we will do is I will just update inside the DOM right, so it will be get called when I just scroll every time. So this dot update, and update will be holding our EV event. That's it. Yeah, we are done with this. Now we will just write a logic for the update. And to write the logic for the update is we should take the scroll content or the scroll top. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm getting this error. I should go ahead and fix it. Get element by class name. Okay, I think I did mistake in the spelling. So just ignore it for this time, and I'll just take this property, scroll top, and I will make it. I'll just write a logic if our event dot scroll top is greater than 0, then we will make that header to be scrolled with the half of the speed. Okay, and we're gonna create some variable. The variable will be translate amount. The first will be TA of type NE, I'm sorry, and the second one is scale amount SA of type NE. Okay, now I think, yeah, now what we will do, we will go ahead and just write a logic for our so the scale amount for our header or the image should be translate amount should be the half of the speed. So to do that, I'm just gonna divide our scrolling content with 2. So EV dot scroll top divided by 2. Now our scale amount will be 1. This dot scale SA should be equals to 1 because we are not going to zoom it or anything like that. And what we will do, now what we will do outside of the if, we will just render the style. So this dot re dot set element style and our header. So this dot header equals to comma, and it should be transform. We are going to use the WebKit transform and WebKit transform, and we're going to use the translate 3D property, and it should be of translate 3D. Yeah, and inside those, what we will do, our x-axis should be 0 and our y-axis should get the translate amount which we have set over here, TA. So we will just use this dot TA in the same way, and we should write the pixels over here or else it will give us an error. In the same way, the scale should be 0 and that should be 0, and the scale amount should be scale. The scale should be of our this dot SA. So what we will do, or instead of that, what we can do, we can just create we can just write 1,1, and we just go ahead and remove this thing, then also it will work fine. Okay, I'm going to remove this variable too. Okay, now we are done with these logic for parallax scrolling, but I'm getting the error right over here, get element by class name. So I should just go ahead and fix that. I thought I get elements. Yeah, it should be get elements. Yeah, get elements by class name. Okay, I'll just go ahead and save it, and let's. Okay, before we go ahead and check, what we will do, we will just add the background color to our main content, so we will be able to know that what exactly the scroll is working or not. So just go ahead and add this line into your main CNT class of your home.xcss file, and once you will just save and you will run this application, you can see the scroll is working. Now the background image is getting jiggle because of my screen recording problem. My screen recording is not able to record while scrolling it smooth. So you guys don't take worry about, or you should not worry about this. Trust me, it will be scrolling smooth when you just implement it. So you can see we implemented the parallax scrolling right over here, and it's too easy, and just a single piece of line, single piece of code right over here, this dot ta.ev scroll top divided by 2. Now I hope you guys understand what exactly how it's working. I'll just explain you once again. Ion scroll content will get fired when we just scroll our content, or when we just scroll our screen. On this ion scroll, this particular function is get called, and this function is right over here, and it will be holding event. I will show you. I just show you what event exactly holding. Now this event will be holding a DOM write, and this DOM write will be just get fired when every time the DOM is created, and this will be just calling this dot update, and this update function will be holding the event. We're just passing this event to work with the scroll top, because the scroll top is also an element of event, $event variable. When it is just greater than 0, what we will do, we will just change the translate amount property, and we will just divide it by 2 to make the speed of that particular header to be decreased, or to be half of this scroll amount. So this is how we will create the parallax, and I hope you guys like this video, and in my next video we will just design to make it more better, and I hope it will be helpful when you're just designing some social app, or I guess it will just help you to get some knowledge how to design your mobile apps. So thank you for watching my video. If you like this video, click on thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks once again, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye bye. Keep coding.